Ray Lej3rd, Ray Lej3rd.
My Nick. Woo! Looked at the clock, it was my time. Like Spartan, it's crunch time. I ain't got a lot, but I'm breathing. Booth time when they sleeping. I'm reaching for what I was dreaming. They thought I was tripping. $1,000,000 dreams though. Quit my job so I went broke. Not long I was in them streets, I was so down I was selling dope. In the booth, that's 9 to 5. I know some bitches that's down the ride. Hell yeah, they got a man, cause Ray Lej3nd just on the side, and that's fine. Cause if my girl catch me, that's crossing the line. She'll pull up with that Uzi.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave, and welcome to another episode of Creators Corner, the most unique and different interview show you'll ever be a part of. And today we have a very, very special guest. You've a couple episodes back, you saw my interview with the one, the only, the great Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. But today we've got Ray Lej3rd. He is the producer for Real Talk and an up-and-coming hip-hop artist in his own right. Ray, thank you for joining me today, man. I really appreciate it. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Dave? Thank you.
No problem, man. As you hear in the intro right now, you hear this is Ray Lej3rd's track. This is one of his songs, and it's awesome, man. What's the name of this track?
It's called Straight Drop Music.
Straight Drop Music, man. So let's jump right into it, man. How's everything? You're chilling in Las Vegas with Real Talk, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I came from Detroit.
Oh,
yeah,
it's hard times in the D.
Yes, yes. You know it is. I've been an artist for 8 years, and I've been struggling for a long time until I had first dropped my first album. It was called Hip Hop 101, and like I was inspired by Nas.
Oh, okay.
Because the stuff he was rapping about, I'm like, dang, I done been through the same thing. I can feel where he's coming from.
So you just picked up a mic, or how did it start? Did you start just jotting stuff down, or did you start writing, or did you start rapping? So you just start flowing?
I was rapping first. When I was young, I used to listen to hip hop heavy. My cousin, he had a studio, and that's how it happened. I used to watch them record all the time, and until I like really start putting my life into the music, that's when it got serious. Like when I put my life into it.
That's usually how it goes. You know, you got to really put yourself into whatever you're doing, and then boom, it just kind of starts clicking.
Yeah.
So how did you get associated with Real Talk? I mean, let's start there, and we can kind of move forward from that, because I'm sure this has got to be a story.
Yeah, now that is a story, because Real Talk, you know, he from Chicago and I'm from Detroit. But I was young at the time. Real Talk been doing this thing for a long time, and I was that's where a lot of my inspiration come from, because when I was like 16, I was watching Real Talk, and my brother, his name 2Gs, they both rap. That's how I got to meet Real Talk, because him and my older brother was best friends.
Oh, okay.
And I used to just come with him all the time, and I was producing at the time, but you know, I was only 16, so it wasn't really that good until I hit 20 and we really started traveling. And the first time like me and Real Talk like connected is when he came to Detroit. He had a show in Detroit, and my brother didn't come, so I had to like show Real Talk around Detroit and stuff. So I showed him around. He had a CD called 6 Points of Pressure, and that was another inspiration, because I felt like, dang man, he been through a lot. I'm like, I can relate to that.
So you just so you had to get up in there and start dropping your own stuff with him. Is that how you started producing for him?
No. Actually, I had he went back to Louisville, Kentucky, and he had got with the Wu-Tang Clan. We was about to put some projects together with them, and actually we did put a project together. and they just thought they felt like my music was dope because I had dropped my first CD in 2014.
Oh,
I
okay.
had dropped my first CD then, and they felt like I was good enough to be on the team. So
Oh, wow.
ever since then, yep, I've been working with them.
You get the approval from Wu-Tang. Yeah, that's kind of it doesn't get much better than that. We're talking some legends, you know. It's
Yeah, yeah, and actually, I didn't even get to, cause I had a kid, I had a daughter.
Mhm.
I didn't get to meet like Capadonna, like Real Talking 2Gs did. I actually just got my inspiration from Father Jah,
Oh, okay.
Father Jah, 2Gs, Real Talk, etc. Them guys, and they was really doing their thing at the time, man. When I was like 16, I never will forget this. They Father Jah told me like, yo, like your beats and stuff wasn't that good. Like he told me like, nah, man, you need to keep working. And I'm glad he told me that a long time ago, because if he never would have told me that, I'd have been making whack beats
Yeah.
all the time.
It's important for someone just to be straight with you, man. It's never a good thing to have smoke blown up your ass. You know, you want to get as much honesty as you can, especially from someone that you respect. So that was kind of a
Yes.
turning point for you. So you kind of realized it was time to start maybe putting more into it, and that's kind of how the next level of your beats kind of started.
Yes, yes. I felt like, dang, man, I gotta challenge myself to be better. Like these dudes is like, I was looking at it at the time. I was looking at it like they was calling me out. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm about to destroy them on these beats. But they was like, dog, you're raw. Like you need to ride with us.
Yeah.
But like I said though, when my first inspiration came from a CD called 6 Points of Pressure that I don't think nobody really heard yet on the net. So
Yeah, what specifically about that album that kind of got your juices flowing that you connected with? What was it specifically?
it was like the feeling, the intensity of Real Talk, the metaphor Messiah.
Yeah.
And it was like, see, Real Talk, like he like a real big inspiration, because like I don't know if y'all listen to his music, but it's intense. You feel the
Yes.
feeling, you see what I'm saying. So
Everything about him
as
is
a
very
youngin,
relatable. Everything's relatable, and it's yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. It's just it grips you.
yep. And then also I got a lot of people that's counting on me back home in Detroit. I got my family. I got two daughters now.
Oh,
So
congratulations!
yeah, thanks. And that's like a super inspiration right there. Now it's go hard or go home.
Isn't it kind of funny how fatherhood does that? You know, like
Yes,
it's such a
yes.
blessing. It's such an amazing experience, but it's also quite a burden, man. It's funny because you can either sink or swim, and you know you can't sink because you're taking them down with you. So
Right.
that's
You
got to be
can't.
quite an inspiration every day to get up and try your hardest and make sure that you are writing with all the intensity, all the passion, all the heart that you can.
Right. Yeah. And then I think like when I really touched like to the point where I was super good,
Hmm.
I had wrote a song called Vision Me.
Mm.
And the song it's on YouTube too if anybody want to check it out.
Where can
You
they
just
find
type
you on YouTube? Go ahead and let's throw that out there right now.
Well, yeah, you could just type in my name on YouTube, Ray Legend, and it's spelled RayLej3nd.
If you guys need a little bit of help with that, because I know it's not the normal spelling of Ray Legend, it's right there underneath this picture. You see it. I spelled it out all nice and pretty for you. So you go ahead and make
Yep.
sure you type that in. You'll get all the information you need and check him out because this dude's got some skills, man. And not just with Real Talk. I've been listening to a little bit of his stuff. This guy can go. He's got a flow to him, and he's got a lot to say.
Yep, for sure, Dave. And I like got different styles.
Mhm.
Like see me, I can get deep to like the song I wrote that changed it over for me was Vision Me, and the reason why is because the song was based on like a story, like events that happened in the United States, and like
You want to get into
being
specific which
free.
events?
Um, like Rosa Parks, the old school
Oh,
stories.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
it's civil rights based.
Yeah, yep, it's civil rights, and it's more of a reality too, because at the same time, I'm talking about stuff that people can relate to in the song, like my life,
Yeah.
if anybody was going through the same thing in theirs. But at the same time, I was disagreeing with a lot of stuff that the United States was doing. So,
Sure. Sure.
yeah,
Which is not an uncommon thing to do nowadays. You know.
right, right. It's definitely
Completely
not.
understandable. What do you feel is when you wrote that song in particular? What were you trying to accomplish outside of just making a song that you could get your word out there? When somebody listened to that song, what were you hoping to bring out in them? What emotions were you trying to evoke?
Um, to vision them doing better.
Mm-hmm.
To don't be trapped in the loop of like, cause where I'm from, Detroit City,
Yeah.
all they focused on is like, who rocking the biggest glasses, who got the most jewelry on, who who's screwing who,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's not me. I like to talk about me years from now being a millionaire or something. You see what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny, talking about where you grew up and everything. It's I grew up in the South Side of Chicago, and
Oh,
it's
right.
quite similar. You see everybody around you getting trapped, and you even said it. You get trapped in these cycles, man. And
Yes.
were you ever worried about that when you were younger? If you didn't start getting your stuff
Oh, I
together
was
as far as the rap game, or were you afraid that you would be one of those guys who just towny for the rest of your life, getting trapped in the, you got the big glasses, you got the bling going,
right.
you got some dimes
And
and everything, but you ain't doing nothing. Is that something you were afraid of?
right, yeah. Actually, yes, I was in that loop until I had went to jail, and I recognized like, dog, this ain't the life for me. I can't go back to jail. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. Like, it was too hard for me. I really started paying attention to my surroundings, like what people were amazed with, and like I used to tell my girlfriend all the time, like, okay, you got the job, you we got the job, we got the apartment, we got the car.
Yeah.
But is that life? Is that do that end right there? Or is we gonna strive for something and go up? Because the point of life is to go up.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. If you're
so
not
yeah.
dreaming, then you ain't living. That's the way I look at it. If you
Right.
once you stopped reaching for that next level, I mean, then you just get complacent and you can lose everything.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
true.
easy. It's
And
very simple.
yup, and then like the loop that I'm talking about too, you can be trapped in this loop by just working your job,
Yeah.
being content where you are, and that's not even a bad thing. But at the same time, you gotta have some dreams, you gotta
Sure.
have some goals.
Especially when you have something to say, and obviously you did, and
True.
you had the ability and the skills and the people around you to help you realize it. So is that kind of where Real Talk came in, to where you started collaborating with them? How did that happen?
Oh yeah, we linked up in Louisville, Kentucky,
That's when he was
and
working at a
yeah,
Buffalo
Buffalo
Wild Wings,
Wild.
right?
Yeah, I was actually working there
Oh,
too.
you were both working there. Okay.
Our whole squad was working there. That's how we was being able to put out CDs and stuff, because we was taking our money, putting it together, and putting it on a product and selling it, and
Oh, that's a true to life hustle story right there, man.
yeah,
Everybody
cause
linking their
like
money
I done
together.
been like I done had jobs. You know,
Yeah.
I done did some stuff. I didn't hustle all around until I got real grown and realized what I want in
Yeah.
life. Every since then, I just knew what I wanted, and Real Talk was like a big help to that, because when I was in Detroit, like the past couple months, he told me like bro, you should be here, man. We could be winning. We could be killing the game. And he was already killing the game.
Yeah.
So
So you
after
came.
he
So you
told
came
me
out
that,
there. Yeah.
yeah. So I came out to Vegas, and I'm about to actually I'm about to drop an album myself while we working on Real Talk's album.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
that's the secret why, you know,
You're here doing your thing. That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
Do you find that it's hard to work on two projects at the same time, or is it something that you're able to do because you've kind of been doing that your whole life? Is just always you're constantly writing, so you're always creating, so it's not really working on different projects.
Yeah, it's not really hard because like me and Real Talk, we've been like recording tracks since forever. So we got at least 5 albums to the side, but we only drop the ones that need to be dropped. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We got enough for a couple albums right now.
Sure. So I mean, you guys are just constantly creating. That's pretty
Yeah, yeah, just constantly creating, and I be getting like inspirations. Cause have you ever heard of Jay Dilla?
I have not, but I'm not the biggest hip hop aficionado there is in the world, but
Right.
yeah.
But Jay Dilla, he died. He was a legendary producer. He's like one of the best producers of all time, and my inspiration came from him
Okay.
because I felt like he didn't get his chance to to get it out good.
Yeah.
You feel me? He only got to a certain point, and then he had passed away.
So it was kind of a wake up call to you, seeing that a guy that you really looked up to didn't get to the level that you felt he should have, and you're like, I ain't let that happen to me. Is that kind of how that made you feel?
Yes, perfect, Dave. Yes, that's exactly.
That's cool, man. I mean, it's amazing how people around us and the people who inspire us most, it's their failures, and not even that. I'm not saying that they're a failure. You know what I mean? It's their shortcomings. It's the things that they don't accomplish that will sometimes motivate us the most. It's pretty incredible.
That's true.
As far as your sound goes, how would you define your sound? Because I mean, your inspirations as far as musically, what would you say? Is it more of aggressive style, or do you base off rock stuff? Do you have like or is it just pure hip hop, like in its purest form? Is it more electro? How would you describe your sound?
Well, my sound is more like a hip hop and soulish.
Oh, okay.
But see, I never stay in the box because Real Talk, he a rock fan.
Yeah.
So I know how to chop, like, and his favorite group is Nirvana.
Yep.
So I know how to chop. Like, I'm a great producer. Like, I could take anything and make it into a beat. I can make it into a hit. Like, it's really not hard. I just really know how to blend the styles. Like, it don't matter if it's pop, rock, country. You know what I'm saying? I know how to make it work.
Absolutely.
So.
Do you feel that it's been a benefit to you that you can work with different people, like especially working with Real Talk, while you're able to create your own stuff? Or does it sometimes become a distraction having to work on multiple projects at the same time? Or does that just kind of help you continue to get the juices flowing because you're always hearing different sounds, you're always having to adjust to other people, and that kind of helps you create your own stuff? How does that work for you?
Yeah, it actually makes me better. Like when I'm recording Real Talk songs, I'll be like, God, he killed that, and he didn't even write that. Like, how did he do that, and he didn't even write that? Yeah. So it just make me like, dog, I got to kill stuff. I got to. So it's really fun though. Like, I really love to mix and master. Like being the engineer, I love being the engineer, producer, artist, because I feel like I'm the only person that know my sound. Sure. So it's great for me to make my beat, record it, and
Do you feel that it's a little exhausting, or is this something you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? I mean, do you always see yourself being your own producer while producing for other people around you and creating, or is the goal to ultimately just be an artist and not produce as much? Or are you always going to be wearing multiple hats? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I see myself wearing multiple hats because I want the money. So I'm going to produce, engineer. I'm going to do everything I can to,
Yeah. And you're trying to get it together. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. And it's really easy. Like, it's not that hard. Cause see me, I've been spending my money on studio equipment all my life. That's all I've been doing. Buying beat machines, pianos, microphones,
It's kind of cool.
headphones,
It's kind of
straight
cool. You just
beats.
brought up equipment. This is something that I don't get to do very often. For those out there who are aspiring to be a producer and be a musician, what's the basic type of equipment that you use on everyday basis that maybe some of these people out there that are listening could, know what you use, so they may be able to get into it themselves?
Okay, well, I use Native Instruments, the machine, that's the beat machine, and like, hold on one second. Let me just let me just show you real quick.
All right, cool. Let's see what the magic happens. I like that.
Yep, so let's see. This is for the viewers. This is the Native Instruments. Wonder if you can see it. It's really called
Yeah, we can see
machine.
it. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and like really what I would do is like you see the beat machine.
Oh wow, yeah.
And this the one for the go. So
hmm
this the one I use for the go, and I think it's on. Actually, let's see. I use it for the go.
Oh wow.
Actually, I just made Real Talk new song that he just put out.
Oh, you
Uh,
produced. Oh, you produced a new one.
yeah, the new one he just put out. Almost everything you probably gonna hear is probably gonna be produced by me.
That's awesome.
But like, let me see.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you also produced the official Dead on Dave Productions intro song, Brock Lesnar. Is that true?
No,
Oh,
no,
I was
but
wrong. No.
but one of my producers did.
Oh, okay.
Cause
So
I
I
work with
didn't
I
completely
work
make
with
an asshole out of myself.
right. You silly Dave, but my shout out to James Beckham's too, cause he made the Brock Lesnar beat and he murdered it.
Yeah,
When
he
we
did.
heard it, I was like, God, he killed it.
Yeah, he did. He really did a good job.
And then Real Talk, like what I like is he took that and ran with it. Like he made his own thing. That's the first time I heard the Brock Lesnar song. What about you guys?
Yeah, I loved it. It killed me. It absolutely floored me. I thought it was so damn good, and it really captured everything about this channel that I love, So that was big for me.
Yep, yep. So once we heard that, the inspiration comes from one more time producers too.
Yeah.
Like when we hear like certain beats, we be like, woo, gots to kill that. And sometimes I don't always make the beats.
Yeah.
We work with 50 Cent producer, Drugs Beats.
Oh wow.
We work with a lot of producers, Bug Beats too.
Mhm.
Um oh man, I can't even talk about it because I don't know if because Real Talk got a new song that's produced by him, so I'm not even gonna talk about it. You guys will get the album, so
That's cool. It's a little tease out there for everybody. A little tease out there for everybody. So, all right, let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to your roots and everything.
Okay.
What was the initial thing that drew you into music? I mean, was there a moment in your life that really defined it for you? I mean, we talked about how there was you went through some stuff when you were younger. You became a father at a very young age. But was there one moment that really was it for you? That was like, I've got to start going into a new direction. What was it for you? Was it going to jail
actually,
or what was it?
no. After that, I played basketball for my high school, and I was trying to, be the best, and that didn't work out like that. Like, so ever since then, I had two passions. It was basketball and music. So like after I like couldn't make the team, I was like, oh man. Like
How did you deal with the letdown of not making the team?
Actually I explained it in my Vision Me song too.
Oh, okay.
Because my height. So they choose somebody that was like taller, so that was kind of a letdown for me.
You just didn't want to start screaming. What about Muggsy Bogues, man? What about Muggsy Bogues? What's the matter with you?
Right. Oh man, I was hated. I was so mad, but at the same time, I was like, music was starting to creep up on me. Like it was starting to be number one.
Sure.
So it didn't really matter. Like it hurted me a little bit, but after that, I put my all into music, and this is where I'm at now. So,
So it was just a natural progression. It was like you had a disappointment, a big disappointment for something that you were passionate in, but instead of getting, disheartened by it and just kind of, saying fuck it, you put your passion
right.
into something else that you were equally into, and it just kind of took off from there. That's kind of cool.
Yep. It just took off from that, and like what I'm gonna do is see talk. He got wrestling.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Call of Duty for all my Call of Duty fans out there. My next video is gonna be shot based on Call of Duty.
Oh wow, that's
Like I'm gonna,
that's definitely different.
yep. I'm gonna act out the scenes and I'm gonna make it awesome. I'm gonna make the game viewers like it.
That's cool, man.
Sure.
Do you so that's a big passion of yours as well, as video games and Call of Duty?
Yes. Yes. And I wanted to create a video game one
Oh
day.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, like I'm a super huge gaming fan.
That's cool.
So I was thinking, like, let me put my music into that.
How are you going to what's the plan for that? I mean, are you going to just use like moments in the game as inspiration, or are you more of like the feel of how the combat goes, and you're just going to kind of flow the music into that? I mean, like almost like a soundtrack. I mean, how exactly
Yeah,
are you going to crisscross it in?
it'd be like a soundtrack.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So you
And
can you can make like music videos using footage from the game and stuff to your music. That's kind of cool.
Oh, actually, Dave, what I was gonna do is direct it just like Call of Duty. Like, you know how you
Oh,
only see your hand, the gun, the knife.
oh, that's cool.
So
Oh, like a
yeah,
first person type deal. Okay.
yeah, first person.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
cool. That's how you're gonna do your music video.
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
do the
awesome.
music video.
That's pretty cool, man. Like just thinking like for some reason, as soon as I think about first person, I go to Doom. I can just imagine
Right.
some killing hip hop beats over to Doom. But the same thing with Call of Duty. That's pretty cool. It would definitely be a different vibe for a lot of people who play Call of Duty and are really passionate about it. It would be definitely a different vibe. Who do you feel that most connects with your music? Do you find that there's a certain type of person out there, or do you feel like it's really all encompassing? Do you feel like there's a message in your music for everybody?
Yeah, I feel like it's a message in my music for everybody. I like some of the songs that I have done. It was like based on real event stories that happened in my life.
Mm.
So like, and then I'm sure people can relate to it because like I don't talk about like selling drugs or nothing like that. I talk about a girl letting me down in class or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about something that's gonna get us both paid
Sure.
and let go of the negativity because there's always somebody out there that's a hater or something.
Yeah.
Let the negativity go. Be positive.
Yeah. I think that's important. I think it's really important to not let the things that detract us from our lives to just continue to keep us down. You got to keep moving forward, and that's what you seem to have done. I mean, you've been through some stuff that normally for people, especially where you grew up at, where I'm sure you saw people that would get caught up in things like that. They have a letdown. They go to jail. They even
Yeah.
not being able to deal with being a father at a young age. These are all things that will keep people in that area and in those patterns, those loops that we were talking about. What is it that?
Right.
Why do you think that you broke out of it? What's in you that's a little bit different that allowed you to move out of that pattern?
Well, listening to older folks. You know, like real talk. I listen to my older people, and I never really hung around like younger people. I always hung around people that was older, that was wiser. So like
That's a
I would
smart
just
choice.
yeah, smart choice.
It's a very
Yes,
smart
man.
choice.
You got to
Absolutely.
because you got to be smart nowadays. That's all it is, being smart.
Yeah, you got to be careful. There's no question about that. So you're in Vegas, and you're producing for Real Talk. But what's the next 5 years look like for Ray Legend? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the ultimate dream here?
Well, in 5 years, I see myself in a mansion, my two daughters.
Mhm.
I see myself. I'm probably gonna have a house in Germany or something. A
Hey, yeah,
mansion.
you come to Germany, hang out with me, man.
Yup,
I'll
I'm
treat you
coming to
right
hang
over
out with
here.
you. Yup,
We'll tear Germany up.
yup. But in 5 years, I see myself having at least two platinum records.
Oh wow! See, you know, somebody said to me a long time ago. Now, there's a lot of people that might laugh when they hear you say that. There's probably people
Right.
listening right now are just laughing like, "Oh, that's silly." I'm not one of those people. Somebody told me a long time ago, said, "Look, man, if you tell somebody your dream and they don't laugh at you, you ain't dreaming big enough." So I
Right.
think you got to continue to shoot high. You've got to continue to aim as big as humanly possible. But the question ultimately becomes, and the question I'm going to pose to you is, what are you doing to put yourself into that position to accomplish those goals? What are you doing right now to make sure that you're going to hit them goals?
Okay, like right now, the key for me is to build up the buzz for it to go platinum. So, in order for me to build up the buzz, now I turn on my producer skills. Now I produce Real Talk new album and build the buzz off of that, and I produce, cause I produce for Real Talk. I produce for a lot of artists,
Mhm.
and like basically I just would want the buzz to build up to lead to me, and Real Talk is on my team, so
Yeah,
I want to build that buzz up with him, and then everybody gonna want to know what's next. Then
absolutely.
I'll come with my album next.
That's actually a really smart plan. It's just a hidden little 1-2. You're putting your
Yeah,
producer name out there, and then once all your guys that you're producing for kind of starts getting that market hot for you, then you drop your own album and just kind of come over the top. That's a pretty
yeah,
smart way of doing it. It's pretty damn intelligent. See, it's good that you have a plan. A lot of people might have just been like, I don't know, I'm just gonna spit it. I'm just gonna spit it, and then that's how I'm gonna do it.
like
But you have a
dang,
plan, though. That's important. That's really smart. That's really smart.
yeah, yeah, and like in order for me to achieve the goal that I'm reaching for
Mm-hmm.
is dedication, hard work, and
Mm-hmm.
patience. Because without those, it's like the 48 laws of power if anybody read that book.
Yeah,
But patience is the hardest thing in life.
sure. Sure. Now, being in the industry that you are and being around people who are constantly rapping, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people that have skills, have talent, but fall to the wayside. They don't get to their goals. Why do you think that is, and what makes you different?
Um, I think it because life situations sometimes. Sometimes they probably just can't do it. They probably just don't have the drive to do it, or they don't have a master plan to do it.
Mhm.
And like that's really
How,
that's it.
how important is it to have a team around you? I mean, obviously, nobody in this industry, especially, and I know just being a podcaster, you don't do anything on your own. You don't get anywhere by yourself. You got to network. You got to have a team. And now you have a really good team around you. How important are those guys around you? Is it just because the fact that you have people that constantly push you? Is that it, or is there more to it? How important is the team?
Like it's important because everybody do their job. Like we got James Beckham. He in Detroit, Michigan. He all he do is make beats. He don't really like rap or anything. He like to just be a producer. That's it.
Yeah,
So like it's real important for everybody to do their job basically,
yeah,
because that's how we'll win.
yeah,
For sure,
absolutely,
for sure. And
absolutely.
I feel like they important to me because they jobs
Yeah.
and they my buddies. I went to high school with James Beckham,
Hmm.
and Real Talk, that's my homie. So
Is there anybody that you've picked up along the way that you didn't know from days back then? And you just I guess what I'm trying to ask is about that dynamic that you have with everybody around you that you're friends with, is that a key necessity for you to create, or are you one of those people that really, if you're around them, you're going to create no matter what? How important is the working relationship to your creating ability? I guess that's the question.
Okay, like I think it's important because I'm gonna just tell you, they make heat, they make fire. So like whenever I get around them, I know like it's going down. But at the same time, I always encourage myself to do it,
Yeah.
regardless if anybody not around me. So if everybody was gone or something, I still will be able to drop about 3 songs or something in a day. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like
So
that. I like that. It's what you do when nobody's looking is what really
yes.
makes your money. Absolutely, I like that. So let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go to a different
Okay.
aspect of all this. Uh, what's the fantasy pairing? If you can collaborate with anybody in the rap game, past or present, who would it be?
It would be, let's see, in the rap game
Or
specifically.
just in the music world, period. Anybody
Oh,
that
in the music.
that you really want to work with, that you feel that you can bring something out of that maybe we've never heard before, or just somebody that you just think is cool and you just kind of want to work with.
Um, well, like I would want to work with Erica Badu.
Hmm.
I would want to work with TLC. I would want to work with Green Day.
Oh
If
wow,
anybody, like I think Green Day would cross me over. Like you know how Kendrick did
the
the
Imagine
Image
Dragons,
Dragon.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So like I felt like I could work with Green Day because that's like one of my favorite groups. So
Oh,
I
that's
could
kind of
work with
cool.
them.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and then like rappers, let's see, because I'm picky when it come to rappers. Probably Jay Z or somebody. It had
Yeah,
to be Jay. Nas, I'll take
Nas.
that back. Nas for sure. Nas and Jay,
That's pretty cool.
and
That's pretty cool. Now we've talked. Obviously, Real Talk being there has got to be an inspiration because you see how what he's doing, what he's accomplishing. What have you learned from being around somebody who's starting to get successful? What lessons have you learned specifically from Real Talk and other people that you've been around? Like, I mean, you've hung around Wu Tang now, and you've been able to learn from that. What lessons have you learned? What have you taken away to help you get to the next level?
working with Real Talk, it made me realize working hard because Real Talk work hard.
Yes, he does.
So like it made me work hard and like the Wu Tang. I'm gonna say the production because Father Ja, he was a producer slash engineer too. He taught me almost everything I know. So
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna say like his producing and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that made me. I don't know. Like I had to kill it. I had to.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's quite inspirational. So, what's the final messages that you kind of want to put out there for people who are listening to your music? What would you like for people that are going to be listening to you from this point on to take away from your music? What are you trying to
Okay.
say to them specifically?
Basically, what I am trying to say is believe in yourself. I want you to vision yourself somewhere 5 years from now. Well, not 5 years. I just want you to vision yourself doing better than what are you doing now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
like that's really like what I would want them to get out of my music and positivity.
Yeah, don't let the
It's a
negative
lot
get
of
you down. Yeah,
positive. Yes, it's a lot of positivity that I put into my music because I feel like that's the key. If everybody helped each other out, we wouldn't be in the situation we in now.
sure, sure.
And everybody think about themselves. So my message is let's just make the world a better place, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we like I said, we don't get there by ourselves, and it's really important to make sure that if somebody is doing something that you're interested in or you can help them out, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, man, what can I do to help you out today?" Or it's important to collaborate. It's important to network, especially in the industry that you're in. So,
Yes.
I really appreciate the time, man. I really appreciate all the time that you've been able to
Me
give
too,
me today.
Dave.
It's been really eye opening, man. It's been refreshing to hear somebody talk openly and honestly about what they do.
Right.
So why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and any other messages you want to get out there as about your work and anything else that you're doing. Go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me at. You can Google my name actually, Raylej3nd, and I'm honestly on every website. I got videos. I have SoundCloud, Reverb Nation,
Okay.
everything. But like YouTube, like that's where all my fans really come from.
Okay.
Like I
All of that information will be in the description box below. I'll get all of the links and I'll put them in the description box below. So make sure you check out everything that Ray Legend is doing. And not only him, make sure you support everybody in his clique, everyone in his group that he's producing for. Is there anyone in specific that you would like to give a shout out to as far as who you're producing for that you want people to check out?
Yes, 2Gs. I want them to check out 2Gs, Denzel Porter, and that's really it.
I'll get you out of here on this. One final question. This is just kind of a silly off the wall question.
Cool.
If you could have dinner with 3 musicians, and you get an hour with them to pick their brains on anything that you can possibly think of as far as the business, inspiration, whatever, who would those 3 people be?
Nicki Minaj. Definitely will have dinner with her, and like, cause she's like one of the most selling out right now. Her, Drake, and let's see, her. It'll be Nicki, Drake, and Kanye West.
Ah, okay. You went for the success route. I like that. I like that. See, that's smart. Some people might pick some names that nobody's ever heard of, but nobody never heard of them. But you pick the guys who are gonna help you give that can give you that inside track, so know exactly where. See, I like that. It's all about keeping the eye on the prize and success. I like that.
Sir.
I like that. Hey, well, look, man, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us right here on Creators Corner, man. I hope you enjoyed your time. I hope that you got your story out.
Dave.
No problem, my friend. Make sure you go over and click on all the links below and check out everywhere that Ray Legend is, because this dude is going places, and you want to be the first to say, I remember him way back when he was on Creators Corner with the big fat man Dave, and they were telling it how it was. I should have got it in the ground floor. Well, don't waste time. Go check him out now and become a lifelong fan, because I know I will be. So thank you once again, man. It was an awesome interview. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Dave. All right.
Remember, everybody, like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We will see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.
All right.